The events of 1916 were to have a profound effect both at home and abroad, and would eventually lead to the withdrawal of the Crown forces from Ireland and the eventual demise of the British Empire. Patrick Pearse, James Connolly, Joseph Plunkett led their ragged army of Irish Citizen Army and Irish Volunteers up Abbey Street, across Sackville Street and into the GPO. They cleared the building and began to set up barricades. Soon, Patrick Pearse came out of the building with a piece of paper and started to read the proclamation. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old traditions of nationhood, Ireland through us summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. They placed the proclamation at the foot of Nelson Pillar, symbol of British power in Ireland. Many years later, 50 years to be precise, the pillar was blown up by persons unknown, and now in its place stands the spire, a symbol of the new Ireland. The general commander of all those who were out in 1916 was James Connolly. Connolly had been born in Edinburgh to an impoverished Irish family and had left school at 10 to start working. At the age of 14, he, rather ironically, joined the British Army and was stationed in Ireland. This undoubtedly was a factor in his political awakening. Having left the army, he became involved in the Irish Transport and General Workers Union and the creation of the Irish Citizen Army. The ITGWU was, and still is, based in Liberty Hall here by the River Liffey. In the run-up to the Rising, Liberty Hall was used as a munitions factory where bombs and bayonets were fashioned. So it was fitting that the volunteers met here on the morning of Easter Monday before they set out on their fatal mission. James Connolly, he was wounded in the GPO, and on the day of his execution had to be strapped to a chair wearing his best pyjamas. And his final words to the executioners were, "Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do." A great crowd had gathered outside of Kilmainham, their heads all uncovered. They knelt on the ground, but inside that grim prison lay a brave Irish soldier, his life for his country, about to lay down. He went to his death like a true son of Ireland. The firing party he bravely did face. Then the order rang out, present arms fire. James Connolly fell into a ready-made grave. The black flag they hoisted, the cruel deed was over. Gone was the man who loved Ireland so well. There was many a sad heart in Dublin that morning when they murdered James Connolly, the Irish rebel. Many years have rolled by now since the Irish rebellion and the guns of Britannia
they loudly did speak, and the brave volunteers marched shoulder to shoulder, and the blood from their bodies flowed down Sackville Street. The four courts of Dublin, they cruelly bombarded the spirit of freedom. They tried hard to quell, but above all the din, in the cry, no surrender, 'twas the voice of James Connolly, the Irish Rise.